Welcome to Sessions with Dolly. This is part 3 of our 4-part episode, and in this session we'll be discussing the source of data in research. Let's get on it. So, what exactly is a source of data? So the source of data is who or what will provide the data for your research. So essentially it describes where the data is to be collected and not how it will be collected. So how it will be collected, that is called data collection methods. So there are actually 2 types of data sources, and we will go and discuss that. So we have primary data source and secondary data source. So the primary data source is data that is collected by the people or organizations that intend to use it to answer the research question. So in this case, Thabo will be collecting primary data source because he'll be collecting that himself. So if you or your organization is collecting data yourself, then you are going to be using primary data source. But a secondary data source is data that was collected by other people or organizations for purposes that other than the ones that you are trying to use it for. So for instance, we have data that is being collected by organizations such as the WHO, your World Bank, or your census data, and sometimes other organizations may use the already existing data as part of their research. So that would be secondary data source. So let's say somebody wanted to do a similar study to Thabo and maybe use some of the variables included in his research, but they won't be collecting the data themselves. So they use what Thabo has already collected. So they'll then be using secondary data source. So in the previous session, we discussed qualitative and quantitative research questions. So drawing onto that understanding, data is also categorized into qualitative and quantitative data. So qualitative data is non-numeric data that describes experiences, qualities, or characteristics of variables. So this is more of an explanatory type of data. So this can be language, text, videos, or photographs. So qualitative data can then be used to tell us something about objects that cannot be identified, whereas with quantitative data, it's just numeric data that is used to count or measure. So let's look at some of the types of qualitative data that we do have. We have nominal data and ordinal data. So nominal data is used to classify and label variables with no inherent order or hierarchy. So remember, we said that in qualitative data we describe the qualities or characteristics. So for nominal data, we have gender: are you male, are you female, non-binary. We also have religion. We have so many religions. We have Christianity, we have Buddhism, we have Muslim. So because of that, as you can see, there is no inherent order where something is considered more valuable or superior than the other. There is no religion that we could say, okay, this is better than the other. There's no gender that we can say this is better than the other. Another example is color. We have different colors: red, black, white, but we can never really truly say that color white is superior to black because people like different colors. Whereas with ordinal data, it assumes implied order of natural hierarchy. So there is here a hierarchy where data is is ranked or ordered, where now one variable is considered superior to the other. An example could be educational level. So we know that maybe somebody with a PhD is ranked higher or more knowledgeable than somebody with only like a primary or a high school certificate. So even when you are trying to ask about like the level of satisfaction of respondents, people who are more satisfied about a particular subject that we consider likable than the people who are less satisfied, because the person asking that would have wanted to see the satisfaction of that, because if people are satisfied, then it means they're happy. So yeah, let's recap. We said with nominal there is no hierarchy, but with ordinal then there's a hierarchy. So let's go and see the types of quantitative data. So we have the discrete and continuous. So discrete data is data that is specific and exclusive, so you can only include a particular value. Examples can be the number of learners at a school. So you just want, okay, what is the number of learners at the school? The answer that you get is a very specific one. We have maybe 1,000 learners, 50 learners in this classroom. Or what size of shoe do you wear? You wear size either 5, or your shoe can be size 3. So with continuous data, then is data that may change over time and it's not specific. So with age, within your population, you'd have people with different ages. Then it can range from whether 8 to 9. And weight also, like say, can change over time. The same can also be said with income. So for qualitative data, we have 2 types. That is discrete and that is continuous data. I hope that is clear. So in the next episode, we'll then be discussing the analysis methods. So we've touched on a lot of things now, source of data, and we're going to be discussing, okay, you've already now collected your data, so you're going to analyze that.